Right.
Hello, folks.
Guinness time.
Tonight, the state of Texas, the state of Louisiana, the state of Indiana, the state of New York, the state of Massachusetts, and many other countries and continents, more than likely before we're done, are looking at Guinness Draught. 4 point, well, depends on who you look at, but around 4% alcohol. Rapier says 4.1 and Beer Advocate says 4.2. 125 calories, that's not too much.
Not at all.
Well, that's very calorie friendly.
Yes, 1.2 ounce bottle. I wasn't too thrilled.
That'd be almost a light beer in the United States, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's right. And some of y'all have the 14.9 ounce can.
See,
Yep.
that's how you drink this bad boy.
I got the short-changing 11.2 ounce bottle here.
Yeah, 330 milliliter. And I believe Maria has it also.
I also have the single.
And
We'll
Charles,
get a little bit of appearance differences there. That'll be good for the video.
Charles.
Charles got the can too.
Okay. Well, Guinness Draught was introduced. You think of it back to 1759, but it was only introduced in 1958 on a test market basis, and then it was rolled out in 1959 in England. Now, if you look on Rapier, they're saying 1961, but I looked on the Guinness website, and they're saying 1958, so I figured the company would know more than anyone else.
Good hope.
Anybody want to tell the audience who is the owner of Guinness?
Guinness is owned by Diageo. Am I pronouncing that right? Diageo?
Yes.
Diageo PLC.
Diageo. It's
Diageo.
It's a big company that owns lots of wine, liquor, and beer brands.
1997, they were founded in London.
What year?
1997 in London, England.
Yeah, it's a big conglomerate of different companies that came together or were bought. I know they own Red Stripe beer. They own Dragon Stout. They own, of course, Guinness, Harp, and the other beer brands. They own wine brands, which some of the wine and liquor brands on Facebook, like Johnny Walker. You probably heard of Johnny Walker whiskey.
Bushmills.
Yeah. Y'all ready to pop it open in one way or the other?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have the Guinness pint glass to go with it, and the Guinness shirt to go with it.
You're fancy and we're not.
And the Guinness little coaster to go with it. I'm a Guinness fanboy. I love this stuff.
Got all that, Eric.
You showing us up?
Are we pouring it up or what?
Yeah. I got a little smoke on mine.
I just pour straight down the middle.
You're supposed to pour it at an angle, and I forgot about that. They're saying that on the website, how to do the perfect pour. I did the imperfect pour, Still making a beautiful head on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect appearance for the stout. Opaque, there's maybe a hue around the edge when held to the light. Beautiful, creamy, mocha-colored head of foam. That's going to fall like a lazy summer day. And smells wonderful.
What about everybody else? Give us your opinion. I'm concurring with Maria. Same description. I don't want to add to it because she nailed it. What anybody else?
I think she nailed it.
Nailed it.
Now does the bottles also have the little ball at the bottom of them also?
No, I don't believe so.
Sure, but I don't think so because I don't hear anything in there.
No.
It's just liquid in there. So this creamy beauty of a head is not from nitro or from that little ball. It's beer.
No, if you buy, I think it's what is it? The left hand has a milk stout. It's called a milk stout nitro, and they don't have a little widget in it. They just tell you to pour it hard into the glass, and it almost creates the same kind of a head as a Guinness without any of that nitro.
Well, they
when you pour that left hand, the bubbles come up from the bottom. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, you're right.
Stuff. Now, in this one, it didn't do that. It did it like regular beer. They formed on top.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, they said when they came out with the bottle in 1999, they had what they called a rocket widget, okay?
Right.
and it would make the same kind of thing as this nitro can widget, which Boddington.
That's a nitro ball right there.
Yes,
Oh, you extracted it. Cool.
Boddington's developed that ball in 1992. But anyway, I noticed in the last couple of years, Guinness had these bottles which say developed for drinking straight out of the bottle.
Yes.
They must have figured there was a bigger market for people just to swig it right out the bottle, you know.
Well, I think that's why we're reviewing the beer, because a lot of people that have heard of, Guinness also drink a lot of the American kind of beers too, and they're doing that to appease the American market slightly. Not have to be all fancy with glasses everywhere you go.
I think you're right, and mine says made in Dublin, Ireland, and I think the bottles are all from Ireland. Everybody check yours.
Brewed in Dublin.
Brewed in Dublin.
Imported Guinness USA, Norwalk, Connecticut.
And I think the cans are actually from Canada.
Mine says imported from Norwalk, Connecticut.
You got the bottle. No, that's the Guinness headquarters. That's not. It's brewed in Dublin. But I think John and his friend. Wait a minute. Did they disappear?
Yeah, they're not here anymore.
They must have had a computer failure, but they'll be back, hopefully. Okay. Well, I believe they had. There he comes. I believe their can is from. Sorry about that. Y'all popped out for a little bit. Your can is from Canada, correct?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you get the Guinness Extra Stout, which I'm strongly insisting that we do up the road.
That is good, yeah.
Down the road, that's a Canadian version too for American market. Well, let's go with the aroma because I'm about to lose my mind.
Okay. Let's go.
I'll give mine first, and then Eric, and I'll go down the line. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, that smells so creamy and coffee-like, with a little hint of chocolate and some really medium roasted barley malt. It's so sweet and inviting. Eric?
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I would say that I don't really think that the smell is quite as pronounced. You get once again, like with our lager beers, you get that nice clean water scent. You do get that medium roasted barley. It's very light. There is some sugary lactose kind of a creaminess, and a lightly roasted dark coffee.
John and Charles?
I'll take at 4.1%. I'm not getting a big smell off of it. Mm-hmm. I kind of agree with Eric here. I mean, I think it's a lot like our lagers we're trying. But I'm not getting a whole lot. I can smell the lightly hint of coffee, but that's about it, really.
Little nutty, little coffee.
Yeah.
Creamy.
Paul?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maria. She's next in line of what I'm looking at. I'm sorry, Maria.
That's okay. Go ahead, Paul. I'll go last.
No, I don't want to get off my track.
I agree with Eric.
I agree. It's mild. It smells mild. It's a nice little bit of roast that has a bit of an edge. It smells like maybe there's a touch of bitterness in it, but it doesn't have any real strong scents. Like John said, at 4.2%, it's not going to. It's got that water smell I'm sorry, like you said.
Eric.
And, I am smelling a light little chocolate on mine.
Good. Paul, I don't feel
I
like...
picked the chocolate as well, and I agree with Eric. It's a very mild smell overall.
Well, why am I getting all of this?
I'd call it earthy. It's got a malty scent, right? But it's not like a terribly deep scent. It doesn't smell like there's going to be a whole lot of depth in the drink, but it's nice and malty.
Okay.
I think the taste is going to be better than the smell.
Well, I told Guinness when they paid me before I did this video that I would really brag on the aroma. So, as we know. But anyway, let's go with the flavor.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers on some damn good beer.
Thank you. All right, Paul.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting real fast. I'm getting a lot of bitterness up front probably from the char, the dark roasted malts. Like there's a little char, when you burn something, and some. I'm sure there's hop bitterness, but I don't think it's too strong. I read they use what kind of hops?
Goldings?
Goldings. Okay, Goldings. And it's got a little creaminess, and it's like John's saying and Maria's saying and Paul's saying and everybody's saying, it's kind of a low profile flavor, but it's good to me. But anyway, Eric.
Let me get a sip here. Yeah, I find that the widget, speaking of the head, because it's definitely different than in the can. The widget head definitely is very rich and creamy. It does have a watery sort of a body to it, but it definitely has a lightly roasted coffee flavor, a little bit of like a toasty nuttiness, and there is some of that very light, dark chocolate, almost like a bitter-sweet baker's chocolate. And the last thing I'm going to say is it does have a little bit of a bitterness at the end. It's not a hot bitterness, but it does have a little bit of a bitterness that Guinness seems to be known for.
I'll go along with that. John and Charles? Excuse me.
I think it's the head's real creamy on it. I think that's maybe due to the ball, but it's very light, real ultra light bodied with a big water taste. But you can taste the creaminess and the bitterness at the end a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little burnt, just a touch burnt, and the bitterness is there at the end. And I think the silkiness of the head changes the taste. If the head wasn't there, I think you'd have a totally different beer.
Wow, that's interesting because
I like that.
We all have the bottle thing going. Now, Maria?
I'm getting some weak coffee, some delicate roasted malt. I agree with the idea that the body of this beer is thin, but it is creamy. You could call it watery, but I'm going to stick with thin. I think it has that slight bitterness in the finish that we're all noticing from the actual roasted malt. I would say that it's chalky a bit in the middle, and that I actually have some kind of feel in the finish that I would say is combining a slight tiny taste of char and is a little gritty. Like I actually have a feeling in the back of my throat from the finish of the beer, which I wasn't expecting.
Now you said chalky. Well, that really caught me off guard.
Chalky. Yeah.
Chalky. Wow, Paul.
I'm going to have to try another drink.
I can't disagree with anything anyone has said. The roasted flavor kind of reminds me of roasted marshmallows a little bit. I guess it's because of the creamy head. And it's more bitter than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting the bitterness either, but it's been going on 2 years since I had it, and I was at a New Year's Eve party in 2012 last time I drank some, and I was drinking them out of a glass. No one else at the party wanted to drink it. They all looked at me like I was nuts. They said, "We're not drinking that stuff." They all were drinking Bud Light. Well, anyway, I didn't force the issue, so I drank it.
It almost drinks the same as Bud Light.
Very light.
Yeah.
I think it's got more body.
It doesn't have, just like unlike a lager, like an American lager. It's really, besides it's a stout and it has more of a stout flavor than a lager. It doesn't seem to have a lot of that carbonated flavor or that feel of carbonation that you get from light lagers and from American adjunct beers.
Yeah, it's not making me want to burp so bad,
But the glass has got good lacing off of it. I mean, you can turn your glass, but the head really staying on the glass.
Hey, Jay, did you get my question about the IBUs?
Can't get any info on that, but I think they must be around 30.
Low 20s.
20, 22, 25 maybe less.
I'll say
20, 22.
I'll say 30, but
It seems a little more bitter to me than I remember that I thought it was going to be.
I think a lot of that burnt flavor that people are talking about is creates a little bit of the bitterness that we all seem to be trying to describe here at the moment.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's what
Now Eric, if you want to try something that really tastes burnt, and I mean burnt, like burnt, try the Samuel Adams. The Samuel Adams, what is that? Not the cream stout, but there's a Samuel Adams, maybe black lager.
Yeah, black lager.
Boy, that stuff just tastes like they burned it up.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if we're going to recommend to you a burnt and roasty stout, I'm gonna homer you one of my favorites, Dragon Slayer from Middle Ages. That is a burnt roasty stout, a real good one.
I've never had that one. I've had these Draught beers, but those tend to kind of repel me because it got too much of that pork taste, like old salty pork. Well, anyway, what is your overall impression of Guinness Draught, whether it's the can or bottle? And I think, like Charles said, it's sort of like we're drinking two different beers. Although it is the same beer, about a 4.1% alcohol beer, it's just one's got that nitro widget foaming it up, and this one doesn't. My overall impression is I like it, and I'm cool with it, but I'll be the first one to admit, I'm too easy to please, and that's my main criticism. But I can't help it. I can't just lie. I mean, I like it, I would give it a high grade if I was doing a review. This is really just an examination. It's interesting. Rate Beer likes it a lot, but Beer Advocate hates it, and the Bros say it's awful. I don't think.
Awful is a stretch, a far stretch.
Untapped has an overall rating of 3.8.
Wait.
Like any beer.
Who?
If Rate Beer likes
has
it,
an
mark
overall
that on your calendar, because Rate Beer is hard on every beer. If they like this one, then this has to be the bomb.
Yeah, they're giving it. Rate Beer saying 87 out of 100, 94 out of 100 for the style, and
woohoo!
Beer Advocate's saying it's trash. But
yeah.
What? Dave says, "What's the glass tonight?" Okay, well, I'm gonna put Guinness. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you?
To summarize what I think about the beer here, I really like it. It's definitely if you go to a bar and you're seeing a whole bunch of different kind of lagers and light lagers and you see Guinness, I'll definitely get this one. It drinks almost to me it's even smoother. It's even smoother going down than like Bud Light and PBR and stuff like that. It's easier to drink. I think it's got better flavors in it. It doesn't it doesn't seem like it doesn't feel like it bloats you up, even though those kind of beers seem to have a little bit less calories in them. It doesn't seem like it bloats you up just like those other kind of beers. And it's creamy and it's actually refreshing, even though it's a stout. It is refreshing.
Well, that's a very favorable assessment. What about Charles and John?
Jump in, Jack.
I tend to agree with Eric. I think it's a one-of-a-kind beer. That's why no one's duplicating it. And I think maybe your ratings on some of those sites have dropped since Diageo bought them. But this is one I can enjoy while cutting my grass. Because it's a little complex, but it's light-bodied, but it's easy drinker.
A lawnmower stout. Wow. John?
I'm gonna say it's a weed eater stout because I'd mow and weed eat both with it. But I think overall it's a very good beer. I'd buy it again. It's a light-bodied beer with a nice head. I'd like to try the one out of the bottles to compare the two and maybe see a difference. Which one is better or worse?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think the difference is profound, but I think the difference is noticeable. Now, Maria, what is your overall assessment?
I think it's just okay. I'm not crazy about it. It's pleasant. It's not that it's not. It's terribly light. It's terribly thin. And it's just lackluster in its flavors. Like, it has potential. If it was a bit bigger, if it had a little bit more ABV, if it had a little bit better malt presence, I think it would be a lot better. But it is crisp. It is light. And it is refreshing, like you guys have said. I prefer the extra to this one. This is the draft. I like the other one a little bit better.
But I was about to say, Maria sounds like an extra stout. Say what?
So I think it's just okay.
I'll go. I got no issue with that. And I was about to cut in and say, Maria sounds like a Guinness extra stout person to me.
I'm a stout person. I really like them. I like them big, and I like them brutal. I'm going to be a stout. I want a big
stout.
Hey.
Hey. Maria, have you had the foreign extra stout?
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to hit the road. I got some emergencies with my kids, but let me just say I like it, and it's good. So I'm gonna hit the road here.
Was nice to meet you.
Safe travels.
All right. See you guys.
Good luck with that situation.
All right, nice to
Now,
see you.
I'm the one. I prefer this over the Guinness Extra and the other ones. I prefer this one.
I can't in my mind come up with a difference between the foreign extra and the extra. I just don't remember them that well. But the main difference is the ABV. The extra has a bit higher ABV. This doesn't taste like what I drank in Ireland. It really doesn't. What I drank in Ireland, right, when they served me a Guinness, had just a thin little head on it, and it was just thick, roasty, black, velvety, smooth, one of the best tasting things I had ever had, like a beer shake, just stout goodness. And that's not this. This is kind of watery.
Mm.
Oh.
I
got a good explanation for what this is. It's a gateway drug to the bigger and better things. Yeah.
You mentioned like a milkshake, and when you get it out of the can, and you're trying to get the remainder of this head and this foam out of it, it's almost like getting the end of a milkshake out of a straw.
Yeah.
Now,
I see your glass is just beautiful with all that lace. That's brilliant creaminess.
Happiness is a cold Guinness glass.
Not silken, because it is, but it's just very thin.
now Paul liked it. You know, he didn't say he loved it. He said he liked it. I like it, but I don't adore it. Eric really likes it. Maria says it's tolerable. She doesn't hate it. John and Charles seem to, you know, sort of like it. I would say of the three Guinness choices, I would have the Foreign Extra Stout, which is 7.5% alcohol, the Extra Stout, which is 6%, and this little number, which is 4.1.
Are we forgetting the Guinness Black Lager? Oh boy.
Now I'm talking about stouts now.
Stouts.
now.
Okay. Fair enough.
Those three stouts,
I think I read
I think I would go with the Foreign Extra first, because the Foreign Extra to me is dynamite. Like Maria says, she likes them brutal, she likes them strong, and I'm kind of like that too. But the Foreign Extra is a little hard to take if you drink too many. But I have my mind to go get one. I'll tell you, I know where to go get a single.
Absolutely.
The Extra Stout, you know, you can get those big, huge 24-ounce bottles, whatever.
Yeah.
6%, that's a pretty delicious
Yeah, it
beer.
is. Sort of fruity a little bit.
What do y'all think about doing that down the road? Both of them, really.
Sign me up.
I'm signed up. We're good.
I think it's doable.
Let's do it. These are all beers that most people should be able to find almost anywhere. Even the extra foreign stout, I would think.
The Foreign Extra Stout, yeah. Now, there's one called the Nigerian. I have never seen the Nigerian, but that's supposed to be one of the best.
Nigeria.
Yeah, that's the really pretty.
So it's kind of like what was I gonna say? This is such a widely not produced, but I guess it is such a widely distributed brand that they have so many different styles of Guinness and so many different continents. Is that right?
Correct. There are variants of it all over the world, and I
I was
guess
going to compare it to Foster's, but Foster's has pretty much Foster's.
correct. Now,
But it's got like that kind of a worldwide notoriety where everybody's making it and everybody's brewing it for their countries and their market.
right. Guinness is a super popular brand of beer. Now, I want to say this, which is off topic a little bit, but my daughter went to Ireland earlier she just got back today, but she was in Ireland in June and July, and she went on a tour of the Guinness brewery in Dublin, and she said it was fascinating, you know. But she did say that she preferred Murphy's Irish Stout.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would too. I prefer Murphy's, and maybe
You got Murphy's, you got Guinness, Murphy's, and there's a Beamish Stout, which is the same sort of a style in the widget cans.
Yeah, I've never tried that. But I have tried the West cream ale. Well, never mind. But anyway, yeah, Murphy's is dynamite. But I guess we shouldn't be mentioning that tonight. But anyway, you know, this was interesting. I think that was my opinion. I like doing this video tonight, even with all the technical headaches, which got me all like discombobulated. Like I didn't know what I was doing at first, but I still enjoyed it.
I did too. I had a great time. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Good times. Thanks for the invite.
Glad you could join us, Maria.
Thank you.
Jump
If
back
you're
in the
daring and bold enough, we're going to do 40 ounce of King Cobra malt liquor next week if you want to join us and go bold and dashing and flavorful.
No, I'll watch you guys do that one.
I wish I was you. I'm going to try it. I bought it. I found it. I found it at the Dave Coulter Ghetto store. Hey, go what ass ghetto store to buy the beer?
You're hurting my feelings over here because I take issue with what you're saying. Now, but anyway, I can take things in a good light. But I like.
Hi, Dave.
I didn't go to a ghetto store. I like King Cobra, and I bought a 25-ounce can, and I could tell you a lot about that beer. But anyway, before we start this little war over King Cobra, let's and we cause a lot of anger between ourselves. I'm just kidding. But anyway, we'll close this video out by saying we appreciate people watching it. I think we kind of covered Guinness pretty well. It's not extraordinary. I'm talking about the draft, the 4.1, but right. It's a decent little beer. I mean, what can you say about it? I mean, I wouldn't.
It's probably the best beer you're gonna find at your local bar that just has like Miller, Bud, and Coors and Blue Moon and Guinness. I would get Guinness. It's probably the best one at the bar.
Now, I wouldn't argue with that. Although, if they had Negro Modelo, I might pick the Negro Modelo just for something different. But
go on Mexican food right there. Yep.
Yeah, Guinness is like your mass-produced stout, right? It's like Budweiser is a mass-produced lager, and Guinness is a macro stout, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's a good macro stout, not exceptional. Yep. But hey, I don't know what to think about it.
It's a good one for the people that don't want to buy an adjunct lager and mow your yard.
And I don't really look at that as a joke. I think that's kind of correct. You could slam a lot of these and you wouldn't get drunk and you wouldn't get overweight because it's low calorie.
125 calories. Yep, that's lighter than some American adjunct lagers.
That's lighter than soda. Are you kidding me?
That's true. It is lighter than soda.
And cheaper than soda.
Good. That's
tasting than soda.
It's more healthy than soda. It's healthier than soda, and it's more flavorful than soda. Now, who would rather drink this? Would you rather drink this or a soft drink or a soda? We say soft drink in Louisiana, but I know other places say soda or pop. What would you rather drink, a soda or this?
This guy right here.
Yeah, I would rather drink this over pop.
Yeah, I'd much rather have a pop. No, I wouldn't. Guinness.
Well,
added benefits of this drink.
Coca-Cola or Guinness?
Yeah.
I like my Mountain Dew, though. I won't lie.
Well, I'm glad we got together and did this. So, folks, join us next week for. Well, we're going in a different direction next week, to say the least, with King Cobra, and I'm gonna end this video by saying, King Cobra, don't let the smooth taste fool ya, King Cobra.
We're going G.